realized a long time ago, not long enough, I wish it was earlier, but a while ago that I'm not gonna make everybody love me.
That's another root of human struggle, worrying about other people's perceptions about who you are. Like, why would you ever care about that, you know? And I think that I fell victim to that in my past, of worrying about things that I can't control. You know, if the people understood what words could do to a human being, especially where we are in today's society, then they wouldn't be invested in that.
That's the main thing people are controlled by. Thoughts, their perception of themselves. They're slowed down by their perception of themselves. If you're taught you can't do anything, you won't do anything. I was taught I could do everything.
And so I decided at that point, I guess, I don't need you. The only person I need is me. And I'll be damned if I'm ever gonna need somebody.
Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Whew. I am happy to be back. This weekend was fun, but I couldn't wait to come back and film another video. I've gotten so used to it, it just feels more like what's the next thing that I want to talk about? So, with that being said, if you guys like what you see, by all means, send me a like. Message is always open if you want to just talk. Share the video, comment. Today's video is going to be about not caring what other people think about you. So, I know we always have that little voice in our head that tells us that maybe I should have done this better, or maybe I should have taken their opinion into account, or maybe I should have checked with other people, or anything like that. And I know that also comes from feeling like you're not good enough. The aspect of that is something that I felt my whole life. Before I found God, I just kept feeling like no matter what I did, I wasn't making enough, I wasn't doing enough, I wasn't giving everything that I got, I wasn't being the person I was supposed to be, or the person that I wanted to be. And I shut a lot of feelings out because of that specifically, and it messed up me and everyone who was around me. They could see how much I was hurting, and it was not until I messed up really bad and decided to leave that I started realizing that just because I'm doing what I want is not, I'm sorry, just because I'm doing what everyone else wants me to do doesn't mean I'm still happy. I mean, yeah, I was working, I was taking care of my child, I was providing, but I wasn't happy because even when I did that, I was still getting told stuff. I was still, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And it came from the people that were a bad influence on my life. And I don't want to say that they were bad intentionally, but it was kind of a way to say, hey, you know, I don't think you're doing good enough, so you should be doing this because this is what I've done. And it doesn't make sense for you to do exactly what someone else did if that was their life and not yours. And it took me a long time to realize that, not until my pastor told me, when you give up everything and let God take over, you're going to be happy. Don't let what anyone else says affect you. Don't let don't let what anyone else is trying to tell you affect you. Just do what God wants you to do, and everything will be okay. And literally, it was like a flip of a switch. I started listening to the word more. I started following God more. I started understanding that I wasn't in the right because I kept hearing these little voices in my head tell me that you're not good enough. You're never going to be good enough. You're never going to be a good dad. You're never, never. And it it really got to me. It was something that was like I had to fight spiritually for the longest time, and I still feel like it. I mean, I'm almost 30 years old, and I still feel like it. So it doesn't matter what people say about you. Don't worry about what people say about you. Just be you in the way that you were born to be, the way that God wants you to be. All right, guys, just continuing where I had left off. Um, excuse me. All right, guys, just continuing where I had left off. So don't let what other people say about you determine the type of person that you are or who you're going to be. I've noticed that people who are really not okay with themselves tend to want to tell people how to live their life, how to dress a certain way, how to be a certain manner. And it's sad, but sometimes in life we just meet those kind of people who we think are friends and want to do good, but it turns out that they're just not okay with themselves and they need some help too. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that we don't notice it right away. We feel like, oh, they're just saying it because they're good people and they're trying to help us, and that's genuinely there's a lot of good people in this world, but there are people who want to control others, and it tears a lot of people down. I know with me, it shut out some emotions that I didn't have for a long time. It made me feel like my family wasn't good enough, or that I just wasn't, the right person, and that I shouldn't be here anymore. I mean, to a certain point, people want to take their life because of what other people say about them, and you shouldn't. You should be the way that you are and love the way that you are, no matter what. Rainy, sun, thunderstorms, and the bad and the good. It's never it's never worth it to take in someone's opinion. When I got to the point where I just said, forget this, I don't care what anyone says or does or thinks about me, so many things change. Like, you, it's a different type of mindset when you know what you're doing is right and you don't care what other people say. Because I know a lot of Hispanic families that go through the whole, well, you need to be like them, look at your cousins, or look at what they're doing with their life, or look what they did with their life, and it's sad that that's how they grew up, so that's how they it's like a thing that older Hispanics go through, going through their life, and they just turn into that. They fuse into that type of person where they need to tell you what you're doing wrong as soon as they see you. They need to tell you why you're not doing good. They need to get in your business that way. And trust me, it is worth it when you stop worrying about what other people are thinking. You wake up happier. You see family and you don't even hear the negativity, because there's a lot of times where I don't hear what's going on, and my wife would tell me later on in the day, and she's like, didn't you hear what they said or what they said? And I said, I didn't even pay attention to that. I was just too happy. I was just having a good time. And It's kind of like a wall that you put up, a good wall, not a self mechanism wall, like a good wall where you can tell, hey, I've been doing so good that it's just I'm I'm on top of the world. And no matter what anyone says, I'm still on top of the world, and that's how we should try to work on every single day. There's gonna be days where we're just beaten to the ground, but like I've said before, it's a bad day, it's a bad week, a bad month. There's never a bad year. Think about where you're at right now and where you can be if you work on these little things one at a time. It's gonna be worth it to see yourself. It's like going to the gym. When you first start off, you're not gonna see the progress in a day, a week, a month. But in a year from then, if you kept consistent on it and you worked on little things and tweak little things here and there, you're going to see those differences and you're going to be so proud of yourself. All right, guys. So this is going to be the last clip for today. And just want to bury this bone right now. I know it's easier said than done. And it's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a week or a month. But just give it a shot. Get to the point where you say that I am good enough. I am confident. I am happy. As much as you can. It's like you're talking it into existence. Because you might have got to this point of depression or anxiety or at this low point because people kept saying it over and over and over. So why wouldn't the other way work where you tell yourself consistently, hey, um, you're good, you're enough, be happy. It's a mind game sometimes, and for me it took a lot of praying, a lot of fasting, a lot of mental battles, a lot of breakdowns, and I do feel grateful that I went through those struggles at first because I appreciate it more and I know how it feels, so I can talk about it. And it hurts. It hurts all the time. It hurts talking about how messed up I was, messed up my life was, but that's not gonna fix anything. Literally, it's not. It's just me just telling myself again, you're not good enough. But it's not what I want to do anymore or what I've been doing anymore. Once you get to that point, it's gonna be worth it. And for anyone who's watching this one, like I mentioned, don't let what other people say about you to you when you're not around affect you. Those people, most of the time, aren't even happy with their own life, so they have to make other people feel bad. So if they see how good your life is, that's the reason why they're saying it. So ending off with some positivity. Again, if you guys like the content, if you want to give me any suggestions, and you want to just talk or just feel like you just need to just let it out and vent, messages are always open. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate the feedback, and I will see you guys on the next one.